Feminine Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. My whole allergy, breathing, congestion, upper respiratory situation is a hot mess. So, thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone's support, patience, and hopefully, hopefully it's not too distracting. So we're going to read for the feminine side of this twin flame journey. And what a journey it is. So I was listening to the song White Flag by Dido. Ditto, also the movie Ghost. Someone could have ghosted you here. This could be a past life connection. Can I keep you? Casper, someone could be very pale. The Caspian Sea, that's very specific, but I'm just getting that. But in the song, she says, I understand if you can't talk to me again. I cause nothing but trouble. I understand if you... So it's almost like a feminine feels like they're too much of a burden. They're too much, which is essentially not feeling like you're enough, which comes down to, it all filters down to the two main fears, being rejected or being abandoned, right? So it's like someone's maybe afraid to be rejected. I was going to say objected. I object. Someone could be a lawyer or have Libra placements here. But also it's almost like I'm getting a lot of past life, because in the song she also says, and when we meet, which I'm sure we will, all that was there will be here still, or something like that, something paraphrasing like that. Which in the context of the song, you get the impression that they've dealt with each other, and then like when they re-meet or when they see each other again. But why would you say meet? Meet is like, you do that once. You do that for the first time, right? So I'm getting a past life. So maybe in a past life, feminines wronged their masculines. And in this cycle where you're supposed to unify, it is challenging because maybe you guys did each other wrong in the past, one of you or the other. But I do feel like the feminine is bearing a lot of responsibility for this. If you have not met this person in the 3D, you may also... there's also a sense in that song, and I don't remember the lyric, but when I heard it, I was thinking about my own side of things. And it's, if you try to describe being in a twin flame connection with other people, you sound crazy. When I was little, people were like, oh, it's cute. She has an imaginary friend. Roses could be significant here. Also, I get the song, Roses. I walked in the corner with the body screaming Dolo. And it's like bodies. Somebody could have a high body count, or like have just gone through like a party phase, promiscuous phase. And there could be a feminine that's like, I've done too much wrong in my own life that I'm not going to be able to be like the purest version of myself, or like my masculine won't receive me because I was off messing around. I was off like, being a hooligan, whatever. But that was part of your karma. Like, that was part of your karmic cycle. That was past life. This union, when you unify, it's your dharma. It's your blessings. It's your wheel of fortune coming in. Let's see how the masculine feels about it, because those were the channel messages. Let's go to the tarot and see. Keep you dealing with a Scorpio. We have death here and the Ace of Wands. So that is like a new beginning. It's also about manifesting and calling somebody in. Somebody could be a life path 2. Add all the numbers in your birth date. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. So Aquarius and Libra energy. And the reason I don't include Gemini, I think, because I also was having dreams about Gemini. There could be like a Gemini child involved. Or like this is like I'm getting love child. Or like this union is the birth. There's some sort of birth here, rebirth. Because I feel like it's when we re-meet. Not when we meet, when we re-meet. So you either dealt with this person in this life, could have had a child with this person. You're coming back together, because it is like, I caused too much trouble. I understand if you never want to talk to me again, you know, it's like, or if that's past life. So you know your own story and the concept of your twin flame connection, whether or not this is, I mean, either way, it's past life. It just depends on how you view past lives, right? But I feel like Gemini, representing the lovers, is the thing that's missing here. So I'm getting this Libra and Aquarius, which is all about healing and karmic cycles, bringing balance into your side of the star. Your side of the star, the dark side of the moon. There's the lovers. So, yeah, Gemini's coming out. The lovers is coming out. Period. And then we have Virgo with the Hermit. So there's all about that going within, doing that healing, doing that self-inventory, the shadow work. And then that way you can welcome this love in. Somebody could wear like some sort of red jewelry or some sort of like red something. I'm getting like, what are those? I keep getting lapaz. What is that? La Paz. What's the beach in Twilight? La Push. I don't know why I'm getting that. Something about a beach. Could be like puka shells or seashells. Somebody's name could be Sally. But something about like meeting at the sea, which is meeting in that water energy of the cups. All right, we have the Ace of Cups, and I was going to say the High Priestess, but it's the Hanged Man. So there is a lot of Piscean energy here with the Hierophant. So this is a very spiritual connection. And the feminine feels very tapped into this. They know, but there's something about their behavior in the 3D that they feel is going to cause an issue with bringing this love together, which it's not, okay? It's not. Yeah, maybe a feminine, I mean, if you didn't go through like a promiscuous party phase, maybe you were somebody who was so focused on work, money, independence, tangible things. You could have like been materialistic or superficial, right? With the Nine of Pentacles, this is a very independent energy. With the Queen of Swords, you could have been very cold, come off very cold and distant. Three of Pentacles. You were not letting somebody in. And it feels like you were not letting somebody in, feminines, because this could be friends. This could be like a pattern for you, or like part of your cycle that you had to work on and heal to accept this love in, is you had to heal the way that you accept help, right? Because Three of Pentacles here, it's like they're all helping each other. The Labyrinth, we are helping. We're helping hands. Do you want to go up or down? And she's like, I'm already going this way. She chose down. She chose down. Was that wrong? Was that wrong? It's like, feminines, you're second guessing yourself constantly, and you could have received a lot of judgment when you were younger, and so that could be why it's difficult for you to accept help, and that's why I'm getting this like hyper independence thing. Okay, the Hanged Man keeps trying to pop out here. He tries to keep sneaking back in. There's something about polarity here because we have Virgo and Pisces with the Hanged Man confirming the Hermit. But that's also like a masculine energy that's reluctant to come in. This could be the masculine that is in that energy of not coming out. And the reason they're not coming out is because maybe they don't feel like they can. So whatever you're feeling, whatever apprehensions you're feeling, and again, it could be flipped or reversed because you guys are two sides of the same star. So you're going to be mirroring each other quite a bit. Your moon side could be important. You could have Cancer or Pisces placement. We also had Scorpio popping out. Trail of tears and contentment. Yeah, there is a lot of sorrow in the past. But you made it out. You're victorious. It might not feel like that all the time, and that could be because your person doesn't feel victorious. Your person feels like the victim. They feel like they are maybe not going to be enough. It's like you're both, whatever you're fearing or feeling, excuse me, they are also fearing and feeling. Chief of Blades. But the Chief of Blades is like, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Because they're holding this rifle. So it is the King of Swords, but they're still coming in with like extra firepower. This could be a masculine who really does not take well to rejection. Now, this is not someone who's toxic, who's going to become reactive, but it's like they're fully loaded. Like they're coming in as the King of Swords, so they're coming in that energy to talk, but they're like, the action is right there behind it, which I'm getting like dual action. So they could have like some sort of plan of action. They're going to prove their words here. Because wands are action and firepower. They could also have strong fire placements, but it's like they're coming in and they've got one knee up. They've got like one leg up. They've got a leg up. I do feel like maybe there's somebody they're prepared to be like, oh, it's okay if you reject me. Like if you don't, like whatever you want to do, it's okay if you don't, you know? So there is a little bit of insecurity there that I'm not crazy about. We'll look at. I mean, we're all pretty insecure in love when it comes down to it, right? We can be the most confident people, which the Emperor is very confident in their day-to-day life, in their work life. Yeah, you're cute. I'm going to keep you. I got my Libra over here. The color black could be important. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. I was just watching Insidious 2 while finishing it. I've been watching it for like a few weeks now. I've seen it before, but it's one of those things where it's like, I put it on for 10 minutes and then I'm like, oh, off to do something else. But there is that red door there, Insidious. So somebody could astral travel, or maybe you did and forgot how to. Because we have the spiritualist here, the Five of Wands. So it's like the Five of Swords. There is some sort of conflict between words and actions. Because I'm confusing, and like there's mixed messages here with the swords and the wands. These swords are presenting as wands. Which maybe that is a good thing because it's like they're coming in with action, but it's also like, are your words confusing? Are you not being clear with your communication? Are you not acting in accordance with what you said or speaking in accordance with your action? Like, are they not aligned? But the spiritualist here, now the spiritualist tells me birds, two feathers. Birds of a feather flock together, but one is black and one is brown. And this reminds me of Fool's Russian, which I was getting the masculine reading as well. So the names Alex, Alexis, Alexa, music could be very important here. Allegra. Somebody could be really dealing with allergies too. But that's also like a sensitivity, right? Allergies are like a sensitivity to your environment. So somebody could be feeling very hypersensitive to their environment right now. But this just reminds me of like the two squirrels from the same place, but like because there was a split in the canyon. So there could be a physical divide between you. Or distance between you, but it's like you're the same. You're just A horse of a different color. The Wizard of Oz. Well, that's the horse of a different color. And we are in the year of the horse. So, I mean, you could both be like the year of the horse, different elements, or have similar placements, but they're like in different spots in your chart. So you could have the same placements in different spots, right? Whatever. That's not how it goes. Yeah. But yeah, similar elements, similar zodiac signs, whatever, the same ones. You could have, one of you could be like a Virgo sun and the other could be like a Virgo rising, right? Because we do have the Hermit here, or Pisces, or whatever, or Gemini. Similar air placements, but it's like for some reason, because, if they're in your moon sign, that's how you express and receive love. Also your Venus sign. And like your sun sign is really like your truth, but you may present to the world as your rising sign, right? The spiritualist is the one who understands. And see, there is like this ghost thing here. So there's something about ghosts, astral travel. Somebody could be a medium here. Somebody could have, repressed or like put away something about medication. Like they may have put that stuff away, or like self-medicated to like numb that, ignore that. Maybe they were like, they got strange looks when they were a child, when they told people about their dreams or about their twin flame. I'm like, I know I'm going to meet the love of my life or my soulmate. And maybe you had like some miserable parents and they were just like, yeah, that's not going to happen. That doesn't exist. I feel like you had so many people telling you that it doesn't exist. So you were like, oh, I guess it doesn't exist. 10 of Cups. Well, it do. It do when it be. The Sundance. The Hanged Man over here to confirm the Hanged Man. I'm getting somebody who like channeled, maybe you channeled, or you like board games. Also in Insidious, they use the dice. So something about like board games with dice. Maybe you've always been tapped into like numerology or patterns, or like you knew some of your placements or something. You just understood like how charts were. You were always like reading the signs. But the Hanged Man is someone who sees things from a different perspective. One is upside down, one is in the upright. So this is like that self-sabotage that's blocking your divine sight. Someone could have Taurus placements. There's a dead bull here, which is death and Taurus, right? Scorpio and Taurus, which are polarity signs. And then we have Virgo and Pisces. So this person could be your polarity sign. Again, there's something about you being so similar, but almost like the flip side of each other, that it makes it very challenging, which is what your polarity sign will do. Your sister sign, somebody could have a sister involved here, or like your person could, like one of these signs could be your sister. Your person could have like the same sign as a sibling or a family member or something like that. So it's like the family that you chose that challenged you in the same ways this person is going to heal you is why there's like a gap, why there's a divide here, because you're like, no, I was raised by a whatever. I don't want to, like, maybe you had a very toxic parent or sibling or aunt or uncle or somebody around you in your early developmental years that snuffed this out, and you're like, I have like okay, so we'll just say Aries, okay? And then your person is an Aries, and you're like, no, I can't be with that. Like that's my parent was a toxic Aries. Like that's what you kind of view some sort of aspect about this person. But it's like, that's why you chose this incarnation, was to be challenged in those areas, because those zodiac placements of those people, those energies, those were part of your karmic revenue. I am getting revenue because it is like your karma works for your dharma. If you let it, if you submit to the process, if you do the healing, if you do the work of do that shadow work, then it will work to your wheel of fortune. It will work to your blessings, right? Vision quest, the Seven of Cups. And see, there is like this, the shadows here. It's like you've danced with your shadows. Maybe you've always talked to those who have passed on. And that might have freaked people out. And so because they snuffed it out, and maybe you, through your shadow work, you've started to redevelop those things. You've started to tap back into your spiritual gifts. You meet this person and you're like, they would never understand because something about them reminds you of somebody else who didn't understand. But again, the reason that those people snuffed it out was so that you could go through the journey and the self-evolution of actually strengthening your spiritual gifts. You pulled away from them for a while, but it's like you've come back to them in a way that is actually much stronger than if you hadn't gone away from them. Because it is like, expanding and contracting. When you stretch a muscle, you tear the muscle and it actually comes back stronger. It's not actually a divide. It's a separation, right? You and your person are in separation. Mockery, 10 of Wands. Yeah, but see, this person's in like a purple coat, a fancy dresser. Like, you're definitely somebody who has an artistic flair. You could have a unique sense of style. The way that you've done things is in that hanged man energy of doing things your own way. You see things differently. You're different. You are, and that color black could be like the black sheep, right? Somebody once called me the rainbow sheep, and I like that. So maybe you relate to being the black sheep, cast out, right? Like Rudolph, but then it's like you actually are the one that's leading the way for your ancestors with your little red nose. Something about Christmas time could be important. The craftsman, again, 3 of Pentacles is important. Somebody wants to collaborate. Somebody wants to work together. And that might be a challenge for you, feminines, because if you've been doing all the work by yourself, it's like, oh, I don't know if I want someone to come in and mess it up, because maybe other people came in and messed it up and they made it harder for you. But again, that was part of the thing that strengthened you. I'm getting a lot of Virgo energy here. You've got things just right. You've got them just the way you like them. Your perfect little bubble. The Lover's at the bottom here. But this person's going to work together with you. Strength. You're afraid that you're going to, lose your strength. You're going to lose your balance. You're going to lose everything that you've worked for. By letting this person in. By letting this person help you. Help you. It was hard for me to just say help. You have a hard time receiving help, feminines. This person is here, the Emperor, and he almost tried to jump and twist and turn. He's like writhing like a wiggle worm. He's trying to catch you. You are a big fish. They feel like you're a big fish in a little pond. Aries energy with the Emperor and Aries energy with, this masculine is talking. King of Wands, action. This is a masculine who comes after what they want. A lot of action. Chariot, yes. These horses are raging forward. In the 3 of Pentacles again. This masculine wants to work together. They think that you are too big for where you are. You're playing too small, feminines. You think you've got it figured out. You think that you're as powerful as you can get. This masculine knows better, and that does not mean they know better than you. But they see something in you that they want to nurture. They want to be a part of your healing and your growth process, because they know that your missions are aligned. Not just aligned, they're woven together. One cannot be without the other. You can stretch and separate and flex and contract and expand and all you want, but you will always be put together. Now, I was, my cord, I had my phone plugged in, and the cord kept turning my phone, and it was irritating me. And it's like, I've been doing the same setup for a while now, and for whatever reason, like, I could not get it to stop twisting my phone, and it was driving me crazy. So I just unplugged the phone and went airplane mode. So airplanes could be important here, or like disconnecting could be important. There could be some attachment that is trying to like twist the frame. Bend and twist my frame. Actually, I think that's a poem I wrote. It is. I was like, who said that? What brilliant person said that? But again, there I go. Yeah, this masculine does not like the way you talk about yourself, or like you're playing small. Because just now I wanted to like make a joke about the fact that I wrote something that I found worth quoting. Like, maybe whatever you're producing, you could be a music producer, like wanting to do something with art, some sort of expressive art. Could be performance art, could be painting, could be music, art's such a broad term. Like, but I feel are artistic, something about seals. What is that from? Where she goes, my lips are. That's from Crazy Stupid Love. So there could be an age difference, but it's the girl, and I just watched that movie 2 Night Stand with her. I don't know what her name is, but she's got big eyes. She's also in Warm Bodies as the friend. So I don't know, maybe those movies or that actress, whatever her name is, or her zodiac sign could be important here. But she's like asking for advice. Like, how do you get an older man to like you? Something about photos. This masculine could be looking at your photos. I mean, in that it's an inappropriate connection and it's just like a crush. But, and then what is it? Miles Teller is in 2 Night Stand with her. Could be something that started as a crush or started as like a 1 night stand or something that with like, what was the other one? Warm Bodies. Which it's been a while since I've seen that, but it's like reigniting the heart space. It's activating the heart space, and it maybe started out with some sort of deception or some sort of like taboo element. And this doesn't necessarily mean like a deep rooted deception. This could just be self-deception about what this actually was when it started, and now it's developed into something, important. Because there's this masculine is very activated. They're representing with strength, Leo energy, the masculine aspect of the heart chakra. They're ready to come and shine their light on this moon. They like the dark side of the moon. They want the world to see the whole moon. And the twin flame union is represented by an eclipse, right? When the earth is out of the way. So there's been like a lunar eclipse. This is a solar eclipse, right? Because this is when the earth is out of the way. Right? Was that right? I might have that backwards. It's happened before. But this is where the earth is out of the way, the ego's out of the way, but it's like the masculine wants the moon to be fully illuminated, which is, a full moon. The devil represented on the feminine, and the 2 of Cups represented on the masculine. This masculine sees this connection more clearly than the feminine, it looks like, because the feminine has fear and doubt. 2 of Wands. Yeah, because the Two of Wands is about a choice. It's about leaving something behind. But see how these are connected? The feminine's not willing to let anybody help them. I can do it myself. Strength. I can do it myself. But it's like the masculine's here with that strength, again, to be like, stop torturing yourself. Stop self-sabotaging. Stop, like, diminishing yourself. And there is something about the way that you're speaking about yourself, like, something about France or French culture, but like, which is kind of, from what little I know, is that there is kind of like a dry, not a very emotionally, like, it's very romantic, but it's not, there's a little bit of like a coldness to it. But I was just talking about a couples retreat where he's like, get the French out of your mouth and get me out of the water, whatever. Like there are sharks in the water. Sharks in the water. The devil on the masculine side. What are y'all scared of? King of Swords, you're scared of talking. There's something about the expression, because my throat chakra glitched when I was trying to diminish myself about my own poetry. Both of you might be artists and want to work together, need to work together for the collective. It's like what you have to say is very important, and yet you're both very quiet about it. You're not fully emotionally expressing yourselves to each other, and you need to with the Two of Cups. That's coming together. The masculine wants to see what's in your cup, feminine. So you have to express yourself as fully as possible and say things like, I am important. The help. Something about the help. I mean, somebody wants to help you. This masculine wants to help you, but receiving help is really difficult. But the movie, The Help, you are smart. You are important. What is it? You is smart, you is beautiful, you is important. What is the other one? There are 3 things that she says I think she says it to the child, because the child's doubting themselves because they've got, like, I think they've got shitty parents. I don't know, I haven't seen it in a long time. I saw it on deployment, which was back in 2011-12, so it's been a while. But yeah, but we used to, like, jokingly say that to each other, like, you is smart, you is kind, you is important. So we used to, like, joke about that with each other. And there is, like, a sarcasm, there's, like, a dry, which is like that French culture is like that, or like European British culture, like they're very dry with each other. I'm also getting Love Actually, where his wife passes away. Liam Neeson's wife passes away in the movie, and his sister's like, you can't be going around crying everywhere. Like, no one's gonna shag you if you're out, crying everywhere. Like, there's something about, like, the beauty of comedy and tragedy, and the meeting point for that is life as a whole. So when you embrace that is also about performance art. I'm getting the masks, the theater masks, comedy and tragedy. The Divine Comedy there's a vein of tragedy in it, right? The best comics touch on very tragic, deep, uncomfortable subjects. And when we meet tragedy, when we meet sorrow, when we meet the devil with laughter, I mean, have you ever laughed at a narcissist? They don't like it. There's a reason, because laughter is divine. It is healing. It is the best medicine. So when you meet it with laughter, you can't win. This little devil's a punk. This little devil is no match for Divine Comedy. So there is something about bringing levity to the sorrow here. And maybe people don't understand your sense of humor. Maybe people just don't get it because you like deal with dark comedy or like, as a medic, that was my job in the Army. And we had a very unique sense of humor because we had to, right? I mean, we just had a morbid sense of humor. I'm getting a ringing in my left ear. So if we got fellow medics out there, holla. Or if you're in the medical field, right? Something in the healing, maybe you are a healer, and feminines, if you are a healer, you're calling in your protector because the healer needs the protector. Those are the archetypes, the divine archetypes that are meant to be there, because healers will overextend themselves. Healers will hit that caregiver's fatigue. Now, what that does on a spiritual level is has this little devil on your back all the time, because they're like, if you start healing, you start bringing levity to this and bringing light. If you're a light bringer, then I'm losing. So I better do my work. I better like get my minions after you. So it's like you get these little ankle biters, like trying to block your blessings. But only you can block your blessings, feminine. So like get up on your affirmations and your spell work and your prayers and protection, right? Expecto Patronum. Like cast that shit out, because no. And then Sirius Black, and I believe he's a Gemini, but the Mandela effect, like the Matrix has shifted, and so like some signs, like I just found out, I thought Kiefer Sutherland for like all my life. Well, whenever I first looked up his sign, which has been a long time ago, he was a Gemini. He was 100% a Gemini. That mofo was a Sagittarius. And so Gemini, Sagittarius, mutable signs can be important here because we've got Virgo and Pisces twice. Pisces twices. Something about rhyming. Obviously, like I am touching on poetry, so somebody can be a poet here. And maybe you didn't know it, but your feet sure do show it. They're Longfellows. Dad jokes could also be important here. And then like the main one, because we've touched on the big fish here. But Ewan McGregor, for a long time, he was a Sagittarius, and now that mofo is an Aries, which is like the emperor. So it is like people around you are shifting, and the types of signs, synchronicities that you're attracting may have shifted, and you can feel this shift. Like you know that it means your person is near. And you may have felt this before in your life, and then like the fear maybe turned it out, or the timing wasn't right. And so like it got closer. It's like doing a Rubik's Cube, which I do not know how to do. Maybe somebody out there knows how to do a Rubik's Cube. But yeah, it's like, it's like, oh, you'll get like all the sides, but then you kind of have to like undo it to get that last side together. And then it all comes together at once. Judgment and Six of Wands. I keep mixing up Six of Swords, or Wands and Swords. Mix and match. Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands. Seven of Wands is the defender. The Six of Wands is somebody who recognizes their own power. It's a self-atonement. And the stars, Aquarius energy, also the High Priestess with this, Charlotte's Web, Charlie. All dogs go to heaven. Oh, I can't deal with those movies. I was just watching Charlotte's Web, the cartoon, the other night, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. It's so heartbreaking. And as someone who came to veganism fully later in my life, it's like, when I look back at some of my favorite films as a child, it's like, oh, it was always there. And that's how I feel this love is going to be. It's going to be like, the signs were always there. So when you felt like, oh, that wasn't a sign for me, or like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know how to read the signs, I think I'm just sort of like getting this wrong. And maybe that wasn't what that was supposed to be. And that could be in all the connections you've been in. attachments you've dealt with, phases of your life where you're like, wow, I'm really far away from myself. I feel very far away from myself. And if you're far away from yourself, you feel far away from your person and your people and the collective and the divine. You may have struggled with your religious identity or spiritual identity, right? Which if you're an artist, you probably struggle with your identity in a lot of different ways, because that's just kind of the joy of being an artist. When you can be so many things, there's like a decision fatigue. It's like, which one do I pick? Guess what? You can be all of them at once. Relativism, baby. Boom. I don't know why I did that. Judgment. It's Judgment Day. XX, the band X, the X or XX, could be important here. See, I had XX in this, and then in the Divine Masculine reading, I had ZZ for Zero, which is a French artist, and the song Polar, which is the only lyric I know from it. Polar, polar, he says it over and over, and then I don't know what else he says, but I love the song and I love his music, and then his stuff just disappeared. It was no longer on YouTube anymore, and I was subscribed to his channel. And there was one song, and I don't remember the title of it, because it was also in French, but it started with an A, and oh my goodness, it had like the sickest, when the beat dropped, it was like that skit from Key and Peele where they're like, when the dubstep, like when it drops, the drop, and they're like, I'm freaking out or whatever. If you haven't seen it, again, maybe somebody just needs to like watch some funny stuff, and like maybe what you've been watching, listening to, seeing around you is very serious, and it's weighing down on your heart. And as a healer, it's like you can't do it all. You can't do the healing work for anybody else. And I think it's deterring you from doing your own healing work and like tending to yourself and nurturing yourself. And it's becoming like a self-deprecating humor. And that's not funny. And your masculine doesn't find that funny. And no one around you finds it funny, because everyone else sees you as the Six of Wands. They see you as being amazing and powerful and beautiful and courageous and all of these incredible things in that Leo energy. You're like the center of so many people's solar system. And that doesn't mean like in a creepy or obsessive way. It's just like so many people look to you like you are this bright star with the stars here. Like you're the star. And you're over here like, look at this person. They're getting all these accolades, all of these confirmations, and they're like, huh? But look at this torch they're holding. It's like they don't even realize they're the light. You are the light, the eternal lit lantern through the cave, and only you could give me all the strength to make me brave. I have the faith to carry on throughout this life, because you lead me on through the day and every single night. I trust in you alone to wipe away the fright, because you lead me on. That is a song. Those are lyrics to a song that I wrote when I was 11 for my baptism. 11 is important here. Also at that baptism, I used to go to storm games. So there's like a storm coming. Also, Halle Berry could be important here. Or like comic books could be important. Marvel, people are marveling at you. DC, like Washington, I don't know, maybe like something about comic books. Maybe that's something you do, like you sketch, or you're creating something, or you're writing something that's like going to move people, right? Unbreakable, Glass, M. Night Shyamalan, like all of these things are, I feel like it's like you are like a superhero. You have superpowers. You've been limiting yourself because of your own self-concept. But I had a storm shirt from going to like, it's a arena football team in Florida. And I used to go to them when I was younger. And so I went to them and I got a t-shirt that they like shot out of the cannon, like the archer, right? Legolas, I was going to say Gemini. I don't know what he is. Is he a Capricorn? Orlando Bloom. Maybe something about Orlando. That is Florida. Bloom, springtime. You could be a May baby. What up, bull gang? But but the cannon and the archer is Sagittarius energy, like the crown chakra, and the one who shoots their shot. But it's also like an incoming gift. But the shirt said "in your face," and I had the white robe on or whatever. And when I came up, I have a picture of me with my arms out, like, yeah, I'm baptized, bitches. And it's through the white robe, you can see "in your face," and I just love that. It is like the epitome of me as a spiritualist. It's like, to the devil, in your face. And 11 is very important, but yeah, that's those things could be somehow significant, or you could just, I hope you enjoyed story time here with me. We're going to read from the energy centers real quick. See if there's anything in here, any messages. All right, I exercise the power of the spoken word for transformation. Just as there is a time to speak and a time to remain silent, there is a time to meditate and a time to take the fruit of our meditation and send it forth in the science of the spoken word. See, and I was just having this exchange online about like science. Science does not disprove spirituality. If anything, it confirms it. And as somebody who was in the medical field, medical anomalies, what science calls a medical anomaly, a scientific anomaly, things they can't explain, other people will call a miracle, right? It's all relative. Relativism. It's all true. It's all simultaneously true. One does not disprove the other. The creative power of sound is at the heart of the world's spiritual traditions, East and West, whether as a Jewish Shema, an Amida, hope I'm pronouncing that right, the Christian Our Father, the Muslim Shahada, the Hindu Gayatri, or the Buddhist Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, so like I just said, it's all relative. Like, all religions are talking about the same thing. So if you're somebody who gets offended by the word God, like that's on you, honey. Because like what scientists call homeostasis, sure, that's balance of the body. Balance of the body is balance of the mind. It's a balance of the spirit. The body, mind, the spirit. That's the Holy Trinity. Father, mother, child. Another Holy Trinity, right? The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. However you want to call it. The Holy Spirit represents the feminine. But if you're looking to religion or to science or anything that is definitive, those are divisive tools. Those are not, there is no one way, okay? There is no one truth, right? The only one truth is that we're all connected. How and what that connecting force is, some people call it prana, right? But we're all talking about the same thing. When you remove the nomenclature, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need to be able to pronounce these things to know that they all mean the same thing. I don't need to know the language. I don't need to be able to read all the biblical texts of every culture, right? If you sit in silence with the people, with any culture, and like the military was a great example of that. Somebody could be military here, but when we came together, we were from all corners of all over the world, like people from everywhere, and we were all wearing the same thing, because we're all, and one of the things that we said is we all bleed red, right? Because it's true. We're all the same damn thing. So like, I don't know, division is not cool. And there's like, that's what the devil does. Divisive tools to try and tell you that there's one way or another. There isn't. There ain't. Hindu yogis have used mantras for protection and wisdom to enhance their concentration and meditation and to help them achieve enlightenment and oneness with God. In Jewish mystical tradition, Kabbalists taught that by calling and meditating on the names of God, we could tap into an infinite source of power to restore peace and harmony to this world. In Catholic tradition, the rosary and other prayers are repeated to invoke divine intercession. Again, whatever you do, armor up, because the devil is hot on your heels, because this love is so powerful, it's very spiritual, and it's something, feminines, that you have been tapped into for a very long time, and you've done so much work to come back to it. You've done so much work to return to yourself, your higher self, which means you're on the frequency of receiving divine love. This union is upon you. Union is here. Union is now. Say these things. Not, oh, where's my person? I want my person. I need this. I'm also getting Finding Neverland, where he's like, it's just a dog. And he, oh, that's a horrible accent, Nikki. I'm going to blame it on my congestion. He's like, little Peter Piper. Picked peppers. But he says, it's just a dog when he's pretending it's a bear. Bear is also Virgo energy because it is the Native American zodiac for, but also I get like bears are like great protectors. You might be tapping into, again, maybe you use animal totems. You call upon the spirits, the animal spirits, for protection, right? Call upon them. Surround yourself with their energy because you need them now more than ever. You've always needed them. The labyrinth, I need you. Maybe you escape into certain things, movies, film, art, right? Fantasy, fiction, all of these things have been part of the village that raised you, the village that supported you, that cheered you on when you didn't have actual people in the 3D to do so, right? Excuse me, whatever your resources are, that's confirmation for somebody. Whatever your resources are, and my alarm is going off. Oh, okay. That was for yesterday. I was like, what is that alarm for? Because it's not a normal alarm for me. But it's 9:30. So whenever this uploads, I don't know, but it's 9:30 a.m. is what that alarm was for. So that could be important to somebody. That is also 12, which is 3, right? Which is the Holy Trinity. Whatever your Trinity is, whatever you call God, whatever connection you've had, that you've had a concept far beyond anyone who could around you who could conceive it, because they thought in finite absolutes, divisive, very restrictive ways. And you were always someone who was like breaking with convention. You were somebody who broke the mold. You were here to break the mold, honey. So break it. Break the cycle so that you can heal it properly, because it's like a bone that was not set properly. It is jankety. It is not working. It has not worked for generations. So you are here to be the one, and to build a muscle, you have to tear it. To set a bone properly, you have to re-break it. Like you have to, it takes very hard work, and you have done the work. You've done so much work, and you need to honor that work and honor who you are and what your purpose is here, because honoring that, feminines, and not forgetting that you are the Empress is what is bringing your masculine in. That's why your masculine is presenting here as the Emperor. They are here, and they need you to recognize it as well. The moment you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I am the goddess, I am the Empress, I am the divine feminine, I am the moon, I am the stars, I am the healer, I am the light. Say these things. It does not, you're not there going like, I'm the smartest person in the world, I'm the most beautiful person in the world. That's irrelevant. This is about a divine frequency. Get yourself on that divine frequency and stay there. Stay there. Hold it. Hold. It's like, and I feel like you are struggling to hold it with that strength. Like you do feel like you need help. It's exhausting to do it alone. But remember, you first must acknowledge that you are not alone. You first must acknowledge that your person is here. They have always been here. And you can call upon them like you can call on the spirits. Like you can call on your divine ancestry It is there for you. They are here for you. They're rooting you on with that Six of Wands. You are supported. Say these things. I am supported. I am respected. I am honored. I am divine. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. Repeat it until it is true, right? Repeat it until your voice doesn't crack. Repeat it until you'll feel yourself. You might feel like a little bit of a wooziness, dizziness, like you'll feel yourself tap into that frequency where it's like, oh, there she is. There she is, because here I am. Okay? I am. I am statements, not I need, I want. When is my person going to be here? Where are they? My masculine is with me. Union is now. I am now. They are now. We are now. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just throwing out different things. Try them on. Try whatever feels true. And if it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, that's where it is. What did I just watch where it said, where fear is, I think it was Insidious. Where fear is, like, go there. That's where the work is, or that's where I think that's what it was. Anyway, where fear is, go there. That was not the quote, but that's what I'm saying. That's my paraphrase version of it. Go there. Like, confront that, because the fear is the only thing that's going to stop you in your tracks. And your tracks are leading the way for others. So please don't stop in your tracks, feminine. Please continue down the path. Okay. Wow. That was a lot heavier than whatever, but we like heavy here, right? Yes. Hopefully there was something in here for you. Claim it, confirm it out loud to yourself below in the comments if you feel called to do so. Otherwise, I appreciate your time, your support, your energy. And until next time, I wish you well.